I was going to start today talking about this situation with the corruption with the government, but got a couple of more important topics that I like to cover. But before I go into anything, I like to say you could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Today, of course, we here. We gonna represent and try to be a little more serious for what's going on. We got some breaking news right now where yesterday in New York City, you guys probably know how bad our subways are, but yesterday it got even crazier because a crazy migrant, immigrant, illegal, it's not supposed to be here, walked up to a lady on the subway, lit the lady on fire. She went up in flames and she passed before they can even go to save her. And you guys wonder why I'm so hard when it comes down to migrants and when it comes down to illegals. It's because of stuff like this. I always tell you, it's never about the people that's here legally or even the people that's here illegally that's trying to make a better way for themselves, that's doing it a certain way. But the people that are committing crimes and hurting people, those people need to be taken care of. It's not right. And to approach a woman and set her on fire, that's crazy. It's just ridiculous. Check this out.
Gruesome and deadly attack on the subway. Police have a person of interest in custody after someone set a woman on fire on an F train, killing her.
Police say the killer walked up to the victim and lit her clothes on fire. By the time officers got to the woman, she was fully engulfed in flame.
This is one of several violent attacks in the subway system this weekend. One person was killed, another was injured in a stabbing incident on a 7 train during an apparent robbery gone bad in Woodside, Queens. And yesterday, 2 people shot on a subway platform in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn.
The subway violence comes during a time authorities are trying to assure New Yorkers about the safety of...
So here, if you guys notice, we got people here, they checking bags. But what are they checking this man's bag for? This man don't look like he got nothing to even happen to, nothing, going to work. They need to be on the trains, moving around and being active instead of standing at the entranceways at major locations to try to make it look like they have a presence there. I take the train all the time and I'm in New York City. I know the real sentiment and what's going on. When you're on the train, you're in trouble because you don't know what the people on the train are gonna do. Most of the time, the people that are on the train don't get bothered because the cops don't go on there because the train is continuously moving. The cops feel as if they can probably stay on in the stations or whatever like that. They need to actually get on the cars and move through the cars, make people get up that's sleeping and keep the train moving and keep everything actively flowing. Anybody that's sitting around, they need to be moved. You can't just approach them and say, would you like help? They're actually gonna have to need to get assistance to leave now because it's getting worse. We got the National Guard, we got sheriffs, we got National Guards, we got sheriffs, we got city police, and much more down there, even undercover police, and it's still not even putting a dent in the sadness and what we call the MTA, which is the thing that we got to pay $2.90 to ride anyway.
Mass transit ahead of congestion pricing next month and a probable fare hike this summer. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon.
The NYPD tonight is calling cameras now in every subway car a game changer. MTA video taken in an F train at Stillwell Avenue captured the terrifying crime this morning.
It offered detectives immediately answers to questions that they had. What happened?
Officers had seen and smelled smoke and came running over.
What they saw was a person standing inside the train car, fully engulfed.
Why is she the police commissioner? And I'm gonna say that, this lady should not be the police commissioner. She said that she's scared to take her own kids on the train. Why are you the police commissioner? Put somebody in place that knows what they're doing and that's not afraid and that has several years of experience. We have a very weak police force. I don't care what y'all say. Our police force is weak and we don't even have enough. And the ones that we do have, they don't know what they're doing because they're young and they're doing all the wrong stuff. Like Keystone cops running around after the fact, messing with the wrong people and locking the wrong people up after the fact. And all of this camera stuff, we wouldn't need cameras if y'all was around. How about more presence? Forget the cameras. Oh, we saw what happened after the fact. It's too late.
in flames.
They got the flames out with a fire extinguisher, but the woman died at the scene. The video also offered clear pictures of the man who had used a lighter to set fire to her clothes while she may have been sleeping and stayed and watched.
We asked the media to broadcast those images far and wide so we could use the viewing public as a force multiplier. And New Yorkers came through again.
A group of high school students spotted the man in the photo on another train and called 911.
Our transit sergeant responded to that location.
High school students solved the case. As you can see, if it wasn't for children with a cell phone, this man would still be running around. And it's the bottom line. We're not even playing around. They said it themselves. High school students basically located this murderer, before the police actively were able to do anything with their cameras.
Met with these young high school students, looked inside the train and saw an individual that he recognized from wanted flyers that we got out earlier.
The suspect was taken into custody. Police say he's a citizen of Guatemala in New York since 2018. Tonight, the governor praised the quick arrest, but her tweets today about additional cameras, officers, and National Guard members helping bring subway crime down have been met with concerns about fare hikes and the congestion pricing toll meant to make the subway more appealing.
So what she's trying to do is she's trying to look, this is all PR, all stunts, all just stuff to make it okay for what's called congestion pricing. More increased on us moving around in the city driving now. They're trying to find any little area to squeeze the last little inch of a drop of money that you may have. They need it all. You can't have no savings. Your rent's crazy. You can't afford to eat. No, we got to add another reason to get you guys, the working class, to spend more money, to move around the city, to work, and to get to and from home, places that you got to go to in order to pay bills. We need money for more on your transit now. $3 on the train, and now watch this.
On an especially violent weekend, overnight a man was stabbed to death in what police think was a robbery attempt on a 7 train in Woodside. And yesterday, panicked subway riders ran from gunfire at a Q train station in Sheepshead Bay, where 2 people survived being shot, and the search continues for the shooter. The subway cameras in Coney Island this morning and the presence of officers in transit played critical roles in that quick apprehension.
So the reason why there's congestion pricing is because there's not that many people taking a train. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to activate congestive prices to make you have to pay more for tolls and to move around in the city because of the lacking of people that's wanting to take the train. Why don't they want to take the train, you might ask, Bugatti? Because it's crime down there. People are getting murdered. People are getting killed. Why would they want to take the train if that's going on? I wouldn't. I'd rather walk. God bless the lady and her family. I feel so sorry for the last feelings that she may have felt in this horrific, horrific crime, this horrific way to go, the horrific being alone and someone just approaching you, and there's no way I could even fathom in my brain how that lady's pain, what the last things that she was saying, feeling in her mind. There is no justification that could happen to this man besides the death penalty. I'm serious about that. Anybody that comes on this channel that's pro-migrant and pro-okay with keeping people like this in the country, you don't have to be here. You can leave my channel immediately. Let's get into some corruption, y'all. We got this guy here. What we got? This Jeffrey? I think this is Jeffrey. Jeffrey Maddie. All of a sudden, I think he was trying to go to a next position, or there was something come up. I don't know what exactly happened that revealed Jeffrey's corruption as well as why he retired. But it seemed pretty strange as to why the police commissioner would quit right before, the holidays out of nowhere. Show you what's going on with this guy. Jeffrey Maddie. That's his name.
We're expecting to hear from Mayor Eric Adams soon about the resignation of Commissioner Caban. This comes after raids this week at his home and at least 3 other top officials in the Adams administration. Political reporter Marcia Kramer has been covering this story all week. She is live at City Hall with the latest. Marcia.
Well, Cindy, I have several sources that tell me that the police commissioner has decided to step down because he doesn't want to be a distraction as the police department has to deal with a lot of important issues. This is not an admission of guilt or that he's done anything wrong. In fact, sources tell me he insists that he believes he has done nothing wrong. But this comes also after there's been days of discussion with the Adams administration. And there was also a decision that they wanted to wait until after 9/11 so there wouldn't be a distraction from what was going on.
I'm sorry, y'all. This is wrong. This is wrong. I'm sorry about that. But this was 3 months ago. I wasn't able to cover this, but this is the one that I'm actually talking about. But you see what happened 3 months ago? Now this new guy that was the commissioner, look what's going on with him. Now we got Jeffrey Maddie. Excuse me, guys, sorry about that.
We deserve mass transit as great as our city. That's what congestion pricing is all about.
I have some breaking news this morning. A shakeup at the highest levels of the NYPD. John Schell, now the interim chief of the NYPD. It comes after Jeffrey Maddie abruptly resigned after he was reportedly accused of demanding sexual favors from employees in exchange for excessive overtime. Schell was formerly chief of patrol.
He's also a 30-year veteran of the department. Philip Rivera has now been named the interim chief of patrol. We will continue to follow this and post any developments on our website, pix11.com.
So now this guy's he's been the commissioner for a long time. Every time you turn around, you see him somewhere. You see them talking about him, and he's always at major crime scenes. NYPD's top chief, top cop, Jeffrey Maddie, what is his name? Maddie, abruptly resigns after allegedly demanding underling perform favors. Okay. NYPD highest ranking uniformed officer abruptly resigns on December the 20th. After the Post uncovered explosive allegations that he demanded favors from a subordinate in exchange for massive amounts of overtime. And when I say massive amounts, we're talking about 4,000 hours of overtime that we found that he was basically dishing out to this one person for favors, sexual favors. Chief of Department Jeffrey Maddie stepping down soon after the Post contacted the NYPD about the lieutenant. Quatisha Epps claims in an exclusive interview that he routinely preyed upon her, asking for sex in NYPD headquarters. At the headquarters, that's what they was doing. Y'all see it, it's right there, plain as day. That's what Mr. Maddie was trying to do. Okay, keep on going, Mr. Maddie. What else? Okay, she claimed that he wanted to have, he wanted to do on some Diddy stuff. Wanted to do it in the A, wanted to hit it in the V and in the O. This man was universal soldier. Universal soldier. And then always asking her to kiss him on his, you know what. This is getting a little bit graphic. What else we got? Epps had recently made headlines as the NYPD's top earner, pulling in a whopping $400,000, including roughly $204,000 in overtime alone last year. She's having a party right here. They got string in the can. They're all celebrating. She does not look like she's not happy about them 400,000 hours. This is what I'm talking about. There's always more than one side of the coin, y'all. There's always more than one side of the coin, because look at that. Does she look like she don't look too much like she's sad right there. She's celebrating. They got the string in their hand. Look, zippy string and all of that. Look at that. They chilling. She don't look like she's stressed out right there. Got to be honest with you. But okay, let's keep going. Madry, a close friend of Mayor Adams, will be replaced on an interim basis by Chief of Patrol John Shell, the NYPD said. So there's no, see, I guess the saying is true, with great power comes great responsibility. And it's like no discrimination in the department when it comes to that. There's no certain, oh, great power comes great responsibility. There is no category to that, because power can be at a job, power could be over your family, power could be over your friends, over a basketball team. It's just basically how you use the influence of what you're getting. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, y'all. I will tell him that, Ralph. Ralph said, tell Trump that. Because it's true, Ralph. With great power comes great responsibility. That's very true. Real true. We got something else going on right here with an investigation into, remember I told you guys the other day about Ingrid? This is the person that was working with the mayor, Mayor Adams. She was the commissioner of financing. Ingrid Lewis Martin, Mayor Adams' chief. She went to federal court and turned herself in the other day. Also got some pictures here of her son with the car that he got.
This morning, former senior advisor to Mayor Adams, Ingrid Lewis Martin, turned herself in to the district attorney's office in Lower Manhattan earlier today. This after she resigned from her job with the Adams administration back on Sunday. That was a month before her planned retirement.
Elijah Westbrook outside federal court in Lower Manhattan with the latest. Elisha.
That's right. Good afternoon to you, Cindy and Doug. Well, we are hearing that Ingrid Lewis Martin is expected to face a judge right there behind me inside the criminal courthouse at around 2:30 this afternoon. Now, we're also hearing that she could be hit with bribery charges along with her son. Seen here is Mayor Adams' former top aide, Ingrid Lewis Martin, Thursday morning just after 7 a.m., getting out of a black SUV and walking into the Manhattan District Attorney's office, turning herself in. Her lawyer tells us she's expected to face a judge in the afternoon. Her attorney is also confirming that she's the target of a grand jury investigation. While waiting in the courthouse for her expected arraignment, we briefly spoke with her friend of more than 40 years.
I'm here to support her. I know her very well, and I have no doubt that she's a person of integrity, and when everything comes out, that everything will be in her favor.
It still remains unclear the exact charges, but reports from the New York Times reveals Lewis Martin could be hit with bribery after her son, Glenn Martin II, allegedly conducted business with two men who gave him a $100,000 loan to buy a Porsche. They say Lewis Martin allegedly helped the two men resolve an issue with the city's Department of Buildings in connection with a construction project in one of their hotels. Her son and the two businessmen are said to also face a judge in court today. Lewis Martin is the latest departure in the Adams administration, which has been engulfed in a series of investigations.
So yeah, not only is she taking the grab, she got her son $100,000. It's too much corruption in the mayor's office. I gotta be honest with you. This is the first time I've ever heard about this much corruption myself. And it's just a lot going on. I mean, like, woo, what's going on in government? Again, what did I say? With great power comes great great responsibility. Okay, Shane, who you saying that to? I don't know no Puff Daddy around here, homie. Who's Puff Daddy? Who's that? All right, what else we got going on? I know you hear the idiot outside beeping the horn. He's trying to get out of being double parked, but that doesn't work in my neighborhood. So he's gonna be out there. Hopefully you guys, we can get over that nonsense and we can keep on rolling. Let's go. Again, I do apologize for the numbskull, but it happens. You know, we do have that happen. Like, that's gonna help. So what I did want to go into right now was the drones. I don't know if you guys know that there's a lot of responses and a lot of information finally coming about these drones that we got flying around in the air. So what we got now is the Pentagon. I guess they heard my video the other day when I told them to let the cops pow them out the air or send that thing that they have. They have another drone that actually comes over and it has a net on it and it grabs your drone and then it just flies off and then it just basically takes your drone. It used to be that way a couple of years ago when it was very strict on flying drones in the city of New York. But now the laws have gotten so much lighter that we got a lot of people just flying drones everywhere from China, whatever. We don't even know who's actually manning these drones and what's being recorded and how it's being sent back as far as the information. But the Pentagon has now decided to get involved in this, and we're going to see now what they have planned for us as far as our security. Fucking idiot. Excuse me, but I'm ready to throw something out the window. I live on a real high floor, and I promise you I could hit it if I want to, but I'm not going to let it drive me crazy. I promise you I could hit it if I wanted to.
Would you say to that?
Well, again, I definitely don't want to minimize the significant interest and the concern that people have. But again, I think in the way that you now have this modern technology and the ability, you could go out of here right after this briefing and go and buy a drone, and you could fly it around your neighborhood, and as long as you're flying it appropriately and not in restricted airspace, there's nothing illegal about flying that drone. So again, just providing some perspective here, and I think the joint statement that we put out highlighted that the assessment in terms of what these reported sightings could be in terms of a combination of lawful commercial drones, hobbyist drones, law enforcement drones, as well as manned fixed-wing aircraft. Again, don't want to minimize it, but I think it's important to understand too just the volume of drone activity that will likely only increase into the future.
My problem with this is I've had a drone for at least 7 years. More than that. I'll show it to you. I had a drone. This right here. This is a drone. This right here. This big backpack right here. This is a drone. I live in the state of New York. This bag itself cost me like $100 and something. And then the drone inside was about $800, right? That's when they first came out. That's one of them DJI Phantoms right there, right? Never flew it. Why? Oh, you can't fly it. It's illegal. They're gonna take. And I done been approached and messed with by so many police. That thing has never took an air flight ever. It's a total waste of monetary. So imagine my frustration when, number one, the prices drop and they go to like $200, number one. Have all these 4K and all these other stuff that's available for it now. I can't even, the battery already exploded. Not exploded, but look, it's puffed all up, so I can't do nothing with it. Won't even fit in the drone. So I gotta buy a whole nother one. So that's another markup. Because I never flew it. Because of, oh, don't fly the drone. You might get in trouble. You might. And meanwhile, look what happens now. So imagine how stupid I feel, or how like, now what I gotta do, go buy another $60 battery and I can finally fly it. But then when I do fly it, now whatever they got set up, I might not be able to. So it was a whole bunch of BS depending on where you live. He's saying it as if it's easy for you to fly a drone. It's not. You be in the park flying a drone, you might get approached by somebody. And if you got the skin that I'm in, you don't even want to be approached by anybody. And that's the truth. You don't want to do anything to bring more attention to you. And that's the bottom line. So as far as this drone activity stuff, I know it's a lot going on. I had to cover it because it's a major focal point. I have a lot to say behind it that I won't want to bring up. But if you have a conspiracy or another thought about why these drones are up, I would lean more towards what you guys are thinking versus what they're telling us. I mean, I'm such a conspiracy theorist that I would think that the aliens is sending them down and probably scanning the world to see if they're ready to come and take over or something like that. I'm crazy when it comes down to my mind. I write books. I can come up with all types of stuff. But I won't come up with stuff when it comes down to you guys, because we got to share this information, get it out so we can be smart, and then we make our own decisions like we always do. How you guys doing? What we got going on? Tell Trump that. Hot Puff Daddy. Hiding something, are we? Hiding. Yep. Hiding something. Hun. I don't know how to say that, but said hi. How you guys doing? All right, so I don't want to do the drones no more. I'm good on drones. Kind of boring. Said my part. Yeah, and I don't know if what they're telling us is what I want to tell you guys to believe, because I like for us to get our own ideas and stuff and figure out what we should do. All right, so we got some border crisis policies going on right now. that you might want to look into. We're doing stuff as far as like stricter policies against the migrants. And what's going to be happening once the new administration comes in.
Is scheduled to be one of the speakers. President-elect Trump, he will be the final speaker of.
And you know we get some commercials sometimes.
$53,000 in a single month as an affiliate marketer without.
Yeah, I know we get some commercials sometimes.
In Phoenix, Arizona.
Thank you.
So, talking about border security, a lot of times people think about it only being between the United States and, let's say, Mexico, but there are so many other factors involved. And also, as I just mentioned, countries. We're talking about China. Can you share with our viewers how all of this works and how it impacts border security?
Great. Well, sure. So you certainly have the Canadian border, which is a much larger border than the Mexican border with the United States, which we know they have also, you've seen increases in illegal entry there, double and triple in some of these areas over the.
Reason I put this up is because I want people to understand that there's not just Hispanic, Venezuelan migrants from Spanish or Spanish-speaking places. There's also migrants coming in from Japan. There's migrants coming in from all over the world, and they're coming in from different points, not just the southern border. They're coming in from the north. That's why you're seeing a lot more Asians. You're seeing a lot more Africans. They're not all coming from the southern border. They're coming from the northern border as well.
Last 4 years. It's not to the level of the southern border, but nevertheless, because of the immigration laws in Canada, which are much more lax, people were flying into Canada and then using that to cross the northern border into the United States. So that was happening. Now, the southern borders, you can imagine, we were looking at folks coming in all the way from the Patagonia of South America, but not just that. What's happening is you have flights coming in from China, India, all over Europe, European nations, and they're coming into Mexico City, they're coming into Monterrey, Mexico.
So yeah, since the borders are weak at every point, that's not just Spanish or like he said, people from one place coming in. No, they're flying into those places because it's like, yo, let's a mad dash. Let's get in while we can. I would if I was them. Think about it, wouldn't you?
Basically on a one-way trip to the southern border of the United States and then making the trek across there. So you have 30, 40, 50,000 that we know of, just Chinese, army-aged individuals alone that literally speak no English, that we've known that many have been stopped. The question is what about the ones that we haven't stopped, right? Which also means other countries. So about 130 plus countries have crossed that we know on the southern border.
So we're talking about Islamic, we're talking about Asians. These people could be terrorists. They really could be. How do we know? Who's vetting them? That's why it's so important to get the border more secure and to make sure that we are very strong on what's happening moving forward. They have implemented a few new tactics and what they plan on doing. I'm not sure exactly what they're planning, but I think that they really need to focus on the northern as well as southern. What do you guys think? Oh, snap. Kanye and Wesley Snipes had a son. Oh, that was phenomenal, Iron Ronan. I appreciate that. I respect Kanye for his hustle and the fact that he's a madman and don't care. And Wesley, the old Wesley, talking about, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, Miss Hawkins. That's the Wesley I like, you know what I'm saying? No doubt, appreciate that, that's dope. Y'all don't talk about no damn northern border. We don't, and that's why I'm talking about it right now. Who said that? Egna, you're right. Nobody talks about the northern border because it's kind of like boring, right? You want me to keep, I don't even want to talk about it no more, I'm good. You're right, Egna, let's be out. That's enough about the northern border. You heard the numbers. You heard it's not just all us Hispanics. And yeah, they got to get it right. What we got coming up next? Oh, we got a little bit more on this. The flashing red light for Democrats. Chicago residents on Biden's handling of the migrant crisis.
Democratic Party, we're watching you.
Yeah.
We are disappointed. Mm-hmm. Democratic Party, we're watching you.
Yeah.
We are disappointed. We are angry.
Yes.
We are offended. And we feel like we're being mistreated, misused, and disrespected. We will not continue to be disrespected by the Democratic Party. As I said yesterday, and I'll say today and tomorrow, if you're an independent candidate, Green Party candidate, Republican candidate, now is your time in this city.
Joining us now, the Chicago resident you just heard there, Kata Trust. Kata, it's really great to have you. Tell me what you are frustrated about specifically.
Well, one of the things that I'm frustrated about is the fact that the Biden administration is not handling.
What makes a maverick?
The migrant crisis in a way that it is good for them or the cities that the migrants are being sent to. I certainly don't want to demonize the migrants because not a lot of what is happening is their fault. I think that our mayor, our governor, as well as President Biden, has to step in and make some changes to what is happening right now. Right now, it seems as if our borders are just open. And
I tell you one thing, I know they're feeling the bite from that cold, and I hope that there's not any kids out there that's dealing with this, because when people come from warmer climates and they're looking for a possibility of making for a possibility to make their lives better, to have to go into a place where it's freezing like that, it's really not a good thing. So I'm hoping that they can deal with this. It looked like they got on coats and everything, so I hope they good. Ha 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 ha, good. Yalda Yansker. You know what? I'm actually an actor too, by the way. Y'all can go check out some of my stuff. I'm a rapper. I got some music and all of that. This is not the only thing I do. I just come here to give us and share information with us because I like doing it. And it's something that I think I might just keep on doing. Get real tight, learn how to sit there with you guys, put on a suit and everything like that, give you guys the information. Only bullet points from real topics that we all want to discuss. Let you guys figure out what we want to do with that and keep it moving. Let's go. So yeah, check it out.
that people are freely coming in and that there are no laws that are being followed in terms of immigration. And so what is happening here in Chicago is that we are seeing our city spend up to $48 million a month to house and take care of migrants. Now, when you talk about the Black communities here in the city of Chicago, and you talk about the years of disinvestment in our communities, in our schools, and all around us, and you see this amount of money being spent to people who have come from outside of this country, that is a problem for us. And I think that one of the reasons I got involved in this is because when you talk about coming into the Austin community, a community that has already been blighted and disinvested in, and talking about one of the major crown jewels of the community, you're talking about taking it away from the community to house migrants at a time where we're seeing increased crime because our children don't have things to do, they don't have jobs, and we're seeing this money being spent, and it's being spent on other people in communities that could really benefit for that money.
I want to know what you guys think about that. Yeah, that's why I went there, because I wanted to let her have her voice. She has a very powerful voice as who she is. You know, she's a humanitarian. But there's also, like she said, the Black Democrats, they're suing Chicago to stop the plans for migrant shelters in neglected neighborhoods because they feel that that monetary should go to the people that are from those neighborhoods, originally who were there, Chicagoans. I hope I said that right. People from Chicago, veterans, sickly, elderly. You know, I just think that myself personally, I don't know what you guys think. I think that our monetary and our tax dollars should go to our citizens first. And it really bothers me to see what's going on in the way that our country is being handled. Another reason why I come here, another reason why I do what I do every day. And I appreciate you guys for coming and being a part of this. This is a growing process for me as well. I'm getting better at it, and hopefully you guys notice it and appreciate it. I would appreciate if you like and subscribe to the channel because it does help me. It helps to get the algorithm out. And as long as it does that, I want to keep on doing it. because I don't really make monetary off of it. And well, we just got monetized the other day, so that's the good thing. And since we do have a good amount of following now, it's gonna start paying a little bit of bread. So I'm gonna be able to go into the field. I'm gonna start getting able to get more interactive with the people outside, because I'd like to find out what people are thinking in the street and like bring it up where maybe I can interview people and we can talk back and forth to get some real, you know, a real conversation going, so that we can really get down to the bottom of what the majority is feeling and bring that to you guys as well. What's going on here? The apartment rat. Okay, no, we got more than that. Let's keep on going. Y'all don't talk about no damn northern border. Ha ha. Okay, drink Kool-Aid. No, invading the northern border. Drink Kool-Aid. Amen, brother. The apartment rat. We need less individualistic mentality, more community involvement and programs. And I need more sentences like that, apartment rat. That was a good, almost tongue twister. RHSIUO, RH Soul. Is Elon in charge of America now? I don't know, guys. What do you think? You think Elon is in charge of America now? That's what RH Soul thinks. Victor, they don't care about lawsuits because they don't pay for them. Personally, we vote them out is the only way. You're right. JTC 993. And with that, we end another episode. And like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. I was asking because I don't know. I don't know either, baby. I don't know, bro. But like I said, the fact of the matter that y'all came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, y'all know how we do it. Get 'em! 1.